Hi Sofia and Sarah. How are you today? Wow, Sofia, I saw you at your graduation. Yeah, and I get to put on the hat on you. Wow, I'm so proud of you, Sofia. You managed to complete your kindergarten and you're going to primary school next year. Wow. Okay, you have grown bigger and bigger, and yeah, I miss you so much, and I hope that I can be there right with you to teach you. Okay, I want to teach you art. Okay, like how I used to, right? I used to do art with you together. Hi Luna. Okay, today Daddy's got a book. Okay, it's actually a classic. I think it's a real story, I think it's a real story. There's cartoons, there's movie on it also, but I think it is based on a real story, inspired by a real story. Okay, so this story is called I Am Hua Mulan. Do you remember the cartoon Mulan? It's about this warrior girl, okay, who became a warrior. He pretended to be a boy, okay, a man, so that she can become a soldier, a warrior. Do you know what's meaning of warrior? Warrior means soldier. Okay, let's start. Okay, this is by Chin Wen Chun, illustrated by Yu Rong. Alright. In my dream, I am dressed as a warrior. I have long eyelashes. My hair ribbons flutter in the breeze. When I draw my dream, I see her. I see Hua Mulan. The Hua family lived over 1,500 years ago. Mulan's sister was a new bride. Her brother was a lively little boy. They were a happy family. So yeah, 1,500 years ago, that was so long ago, right? So this is actually a real story. I think it happened in China, okay, long time ago. Mulan read old books on the art of war, sometimes all afternoon. Mulan's father taught her the skills of a warrior. She learned to write, to use a bow and arrow, to fight with a spear. As soon as she was old enough, Mulan looked after the horses, grazed the sheep, and went hunting. Do you remember I tell you what is a spear? Hi Luna. Do you remember what I tell you is a spear? That weapon, okay, with a sharp blade in front, and it is attached to a pole. So the warrior will throw, and then it will fly and it should hit the enemy, and then the enemy will die. Okay, that's a spear. Yes, Luna, you sit down here, listen to my story, can or not? You listen to my story, can or not? I want to read for Kakak. But every year, the Ruran came raiding. The Ruran chief led his people southwards from the steppes. Okay, so raiding. What is raiding? Raiding means they charge forward, they attack. That's what we call raiding. And steppes means the mountains. More men were needed at the front. A list of names was drawn up. On the list was Hua Hu, Mulan's father. But Mulan's father was not in good health. How could he fight? Mulan decided she should go in his place. She tried every which way to persuade him. Eventually, father and daughter agreed to duel. Whoever won would join the army. You know what's a duel? A duel means like a fight. Okay, to test, not a real fight. They won't kill each other, but they just want to test and see who is stronger, and the person who wins, okay, will go and join the army. Mulan's skills were stunning. She was clever, and she won. Wow, she won the duel. She went to the East Market to choose a fast horse, to the West Market to fit a good saddle, to the South Market to buy warriors' clothes, and to the North Market to find a sharp spear. Do you know what's a saddle, Sofia and Sarah? Do you remember when I bring you ride a pony? Okay, then you climb and sit on top of the pony, right? A saddle is that thing that you sit on. Okay, remember you did not sit on the body. There is something on the horse body where you sat on, right? That's called a saddle. So when you want to ride a horse, okay, you have to have a saddle. Okay, if not, you'll be like, oh, you fall off the horse or the pony. Do you remember? Do you like taking the pony? Sophia, you took twice, right? You took the pony twice. Sarah, you only ride once, right? And do you remember, Sarah, what do you see when you were riding the pony when you're up the hill? You saw otters. Do you remember that, Sarah? You saw otters, right? When Mulan returned at sunset, she looked every inch a warrior. Wow. On her last day at home, her heart filled with sadness. Mulan planted peonies in front of the house. Okay, peonies is a kind of a flower. The day came. Mulan the warrior set out with her horse. That night, she lay on the soft clay ground and rest her head on her hard silver sword. The earth was her bed. The sky was her cover. That means she did not sleep on a bed actually. She slept on the ground. Okay, and there wasn't any shelter. There's no shelter to cover her. So the sky was her cover. That's what they are trying to say. The commanders signed in the new soldiers and horses. The troops grew in might. They galloped hundreds of miles in the light of day. When evening fell, they slept at the foot of Slay Tiger Mountain. As dawn broke, the marauding enemy arrived. The quiet camp instantly became a battleground. The commander led the charge. Mulan leapt on her horse, her spear at the ready, and followed. Marauding. What's marauding? Okay, marauding, I think it means, okay, I'm not so sure, but I think it means charging forward. But the enemy broke free. The commander wanted victory and gave orders to pursue and kill. The troops fell straight into the enemy's trap. Mulan was brave. She attacked the enemy and rescued the commander. Oh, okay, you know what's the commander? Commander means the leader of the army. The leader. So every army, okay, they have a leader. They have one leader to give command. That's why it's called commander. Years passed. Mulan fought 100 battles. She impressed the commander with her strength and daring. The warriors did not know she was a girl and begged Brother Mulan to teach them how to attack, to fight with a sword, to bend their bows and shoot eagles. They were her iron brothers. Oh, so they do not know that she was a girl, you know, because she was wearing all the warrior clothes, okay, the armor. Okay, so warrior, they use armor, right? Metal armor, so they do not know that she was a girl. Late one night, when Mulan was on her guard duty, she noticed something startling the birds. They took flight and headed south. She watched them for a while and discovered the enemy lying in wait, preparing to launch a raid. You know what's the meaning of raid? R-A-I-D, raid. Raid means to attack. Okay, they are ready to attack. But when the enemy soldiers finally crept into the camp, they found it empty. Mulan had reported the enemy position and the commander had devised a plan to divide the troops and surround the enemy. Mulan led the charge. The warriors stormed the enemy camp. Devised. You know what's the meaning of devised? Devised means they come together and figure out a plan. Alright, they think and make a plan. Alright, that's what it means. Devised a plan. The enemy soldiers were under attack. They could not retreat. They fled in fear. Retreat. What's the meaning of retreat? Retreat means to run away. So they were trapped. Mulan galloped ahead to block their way. She captured the man in front who wore lion skin trousers and boots up to his knees, the enemy's leader. All of a sudden, Mulan fell from her horse. She had been shot in the arm, but had ignored it until she could no longer fight. Well, see, she's very strong and she's very brave. Even after she got shot with an arrow, she continued to fight until she couldn't fight anymore. Finally, the overpowered enemy surrendered. The battle was won. The cheers of victory from the commander and the generals rang out so loudly that the clouds parted at the noise. But still, the war raged on. Whenever her arm hurt, Mulan would look at her reflection in the river as she combed her long hair. She would think of her family and the peonies she had planted. The Iron Brothers wanted to help, but Mulan sent them away. She saw to the wound, bandaged her arm, and washed her clothes all by herself. At last, the war ended. Victory! The generals waited in camp to receive their medals, but Mulan couldn't wait. She couldn't wait to? I think she couldn't wait to see her family again. She shot home like an arrow. She had been away for 12 years. When her mother and father and sister and brother heard her voice, they came running out to greet her. Could this valiant warrior really be her? Mulan took off her helmet. She saw her family and the gorgeous peonies growing around the house. Baba! Sister! Mama! Brother! Mulan shouted. So, do you know what's the meaning of valiant? Valiant means very brave. Very brave. They hugged and hugged. The tears flowed. The most precious peony of all had come home. Now life was peaceful and easy. Mulan planted flowers, wove cloth, and wore beautiful clothes. The family lived happily. One day, the Iron Brothers came to visit Mulan, but she hid and told her little brother to chat and have fun with them. They never knew that their brother Mulan, who had fought with them on the battle and earned so many medals, was a woman. I don't have impressive warrior's clothes. I don't need to fight instead of my father, but I am strong and I'm proud of being a girl. My friends gave me the best nickname. They call me Mulan. I am Hua Mulan. Wow, the end. Okay, so what do you think of that story, Sofia and Sarah? Okay, I think there is a lesson, okay, a very good lesson, especially for girls like you and Sarah. Okay, so I think the lesson here tells us that, okay, just because you are a girl does not mean you cannot be brave. Okay, so a girl can also be brave. Okay, a girl can also do whatever a boy can do. Right? So if you want to, of course. Okay, so if you want to and you are brave enough, you can try anything. You can be a soldier. Okay, you can be, a nurse, a doctor, you can be a firewoman, right? So last time when I was in the army, for a while, Sofia, for about 6 years, right? There are a lot of girl soldiers, There are a lot of girl soldiers. And then there are also girl soldiers who are also nurses. So yes, I met a lot of them, and their job in the army is to treat, okay, people who are injured, alright, people who are sick, okay. So it's a very interesting job. Okay, you learn how to fight as well. You learn how to fight, but at the same time you learn how to help people. So maybe one day you would like to try and be a nurse in the army, you know, so that you can learn how to fight, but at the same time you learn how to help people. You can look at my photos. I'll show you my photos right next time when I see you again. Okay, where I go overseas, I work with a lot of soldiers, other soldiers, right? Some of them are women, some of them are ladies, okay, and they are nurses, right? So we have to carry weapon everywhere we go. It's quite interesting. I'll show you one day, okay? Okay. So for now, I hope you will come home soon. I really miss you. I really miss you a lot, Sofia and Sarah. And I hope to see you soon, okay? Daddy loves you so much, and Daddy want to see you again. I love you times infinity.